couple of weird games, but you have your back-to-back wins. How does that look going into next week?
Well, it's positive, right? You mean we need to get results. We've had some games early in the season we played really well, didn't get results, and those don't feel very, very good. So to get results is good for sure, but as we see just the way that third period is, the way that it goes, with them continuing to get back in the game, continue to push, that's not nearly good enough.
Having said that, what do you take of that first period? Detroit was in the game in the first.
Yeah, in the first 10 minutes, I thought we were really strong. We had lots of control. I really liked our first 10 minutes for sure. I thought we got stalled a little bit there in the latter part of the first period up until probably like the very last few shifts. And we ended up scoring. Obviously, it was a huge goal for us, but yeah, our start was good. I liked a lot of things about that for sure. That was very positive. I liked parts of our second period too. There was some good stuff happening within our game. For sure, I just, maybe part of it is we just haven't had the lead late in games enough this season. But we've got more than enough experience on our team that we should be better than that in terms of handling it. And lots of good teaching points for us to come out of it. So to get the win and opportunity to use it as a chance to be better the next time out and get used to playing with leads and get comfortable with it, which is really a staple of any good hockey team. So, we'll take it.
What did you think allowed the Tavares line to play so much offense tonight?
I missed the first part of your question.
What did you think allowed that line
allowed
play
it.
on offense so much tonight?
I just thought all three players had real strong games. All three guys played with speed, made plays with the puck. They were confident, and then they were competitive. Loose puck battles. John Tavares was all over it tonight. Mitch, that's 2 games in a row now. I think Mitch has really been strong coming through the neutral zone or on entries and just confidence with the puck. And then Kerf, also 2 games now, has been really strong. Great to see that line get rewarded today. But I just thought all 3 players were just, I thought they were just dialed in all areas of their game, offensively, defensively. I thought they were dominant.
I know you like the 5-man units at all times, but when the 5 players play together, what do you think of the defense pairs separately saying how they did?
I thought they did well. I really liked Sandy Lilligren in the offensive zone, did a number of really good things for us. Those guys look confident. You can see the chemistry they have with each other. They played a lot of time together in the American League. They played together in the NHL before. They're good friends. I like that. I thought it was Muzzin's best game of the season here so far. So I like that pair with Brody and Mo's been strong for us all season, and I think Dermott paired well with him here there tonight as well. So I like the way that flowed for sure. I thought we had a number of guys that had strong games tonight. I just think in the third period, you need to be really connected, really focused, and really purposeful with how you play when we have leads. And I just thought we didn't have enough of that. So that's why the win should feel better than it does, but let's not kid ourselves. It's hard to win games in this league, so we're not going to stress about it too much.
What do you like about how Muzzin and Brody might be able to build something together here, the potential for those 2 guys together?
Yeah, it's a good question. It's something, we did it for a little while last season, but it was something we were curious about, through most of last season, just because both players are very strong defensively. They're obviously veteran guys. They've seen a lot in the league. We didn't get to see a lot of it because we stayed healthy for most of the season, which it's usually injuries that kind of force you to move things around and try different things. But our top 4 last season was pretty strong, and we were going pretty well as a team all the way through with Muzzin, Hall, and Mo with Brody. So we didn't change it much. So they haven't spent a great deal of time together, but it's something we've been curious about for a long time. And to get another look at it here tonight is a good thing. I think the timing of it was right, as we've talked about, just needing to try some different things with our group. In terms of what we can get out of it, we'll see, because it's not just that pairing, it's just how does it affect the other pairings and who plays together and all those types of things. Obviously, as we look ahead into next week, we've got some very strong opponents, very deep forward groups coming in, and that presents some challenges that's going to, force us to look at it a little bit closer.
How big is that goal for Mitch tonight?
One more time, sorry.
How big is the goal for Mitch Marner tonight?
Huge. I mean, he's, again, two really strong games where I thought he's been really dominant with the puck and really confident, comfortable. And we know he's a playmaker, he's a distributor, all those things, and I think he's done a nice job to help his line mates, come alive and get better. Obviously, you saw, last game with John, the goal that he scored, off of Mitch, and obviously, it was Kerfoot to Johnner today, but Mitch just was all around the puck, even when puck didn't go in the net. But it's one thing to do that, but it's another thing to just see a 0 there by your name, and for him to get that tonight is big. And those are the types of goals that seem to go in for you, and then things seem to fall in place. So I think we'll see more of that from Mitch here in terms of his confidence just continuing to grow.
You mentioned the win should feel better than it does, and Jake had a good game, but when he was talking to us, it still kind of seemed in a bit of a dour mood about where his game's at. Do you sense that? Is that just his personality?
I think it's part of his personality. You guys have known him long enough here now to know he's not going to show you very much in here, whether he's playing great and the team's rolling or not as much. I think that's part of Jake, but this guy's won the Stanley Cup. He's got high expectations. He's got high standards of himself and of our team. So the fact that we win this is, again, they haven't been perfect games by any means, but that's 4 points now in the last 2 games for us as a team. And the fact that we got players that come in and you can sense that they still know we've got to get better and work to improve, I look at that as nothing but a positive.
What, if anything, can that top power play unit take from the second unit and when they have success?
I think. Today we were almost running out of time, and both units were a little ugly. And then, finally they just shot one in, and we're in a good spot, and they tip it in. There's something to be said about just putting that in. I think if you actually look at it, you go back. Austin made the very same play into William, and just didn't quite connect, and kind of ended that unit. And then the second unit, had a couple sloppy entries, and then finally found its way to that look that we were trying to get. But I think those guys, when they go out, that second group, they play within the structure and with how they want to play. I think there's. When you're on that second group, there's a little more urgency to everything that you're doing because you usually don't get as much time. So there's all those kind of pieces. But, we only had really the one power play tonight, obviously. And Detroit made it hard on us on a couple of the entries, which just makes it tough. We lost the face-off to start with. So I wouldn't judge too much off of tonight's power play from what we saw from our first unit. And I think we'll just focus more on what we saw in the game the other night. But the fact that our power play found a way to get a goal for us obviously is huge.